Welcome back to the Big D Podcast. This is episode number 88. Today we're going to talk about God is not finished with you.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D.
The hardest part isn't changing. It's becoming the person by believing you deserve to be that person. So what I want you to understand is that I don't want you to go back to who you used to be. You are not your worst mistake. The past is a part of your testimony. It's not a part of your current situation. It's not a part of who you are right now. It's not your identity that you're living in. The hardest part of transformation is becoming somebody new and understanding that it's refusing to go back to who you were or who you think you should be. Welcome back to the Big D Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Sikowski, and on this podcast, we stand for three things: wealth, freedom, and relentless execution. Before we get started, I want to ask all of you who are tuned into the Big D Podcast to subscribe to the show. Most of you who are tuned in aren't even subscribed. Share this episode with someone, comment, and really help us spread the message, because honestly, I believe that this is probably one of the most important episodes I've ever recorded based on the information I'm going to share. And nobody's going to be able to hear it unless you share it, unless you like, unless you subscribe. So today I want to talk about the person who's wondering if God can still use them. No matter what you've done in the past or where you've been in the past, that question sits in many people. There's a person out there who's carrying shame, a person who's made tons of mistakes, a person who's screwing things up, even currently right now, a person who's thinking, I'm too far gone. I've messed up way too much. I'm way too broken. I've made many, many bad decisions. I want to talk to the person who's tempted to go back to that place and doesn't believe that there's another space for them. The person who doesn't believe that they have a different person inside of them to become better than who they used to be. There's people out there who always shift back to old habits. They always go back to old relationships. They're always going back to the same old mindset they've always had, back to the same old identities that they've been carrying. And the hardest part is refusing that you're going to turn into that person. Don't allow it. You need to stop. Growth requires giving yourself permission to become better and grieving the old version of yourself so you can no longer allow it to come with you and move with you. So before we dive into this episode and get really deep into it, I want to give a thank you to the sponsors of the Big D Podcast. Wabam. Wabam is a company. You're going to see a little drop in here throughout the episode about what they're doing. They've got incredible products in the market. Tons of products out there, detailing products, whether it's your car, your RV, your boat, your motorcycle, whatever it is. I'm a fanatic. And when it comes to the stuff that I own, I like my stuff to be mint, always looking fresh. I've tried tons of products on the market, and I've never, ever seen anything do what Wabam's products have done. So make sure that you check out Wabam. Go to getwabam.com, and you can use code BIGD10 and receive yourself a discount. Also, Never Broken, neverbrokenco.com, neverbrokenco.com, Never Broken Company. It's for the fathers out there, for the men out there who are never broken. You blue collar guys who are working tirelessly to support your family, do what you need to do. And no matter what happens, you're not going to allow that to become your identity. You're not going to allow yourself to be broken because of something going on. You're going to allow yourself to become better and grow through the situation. So go check out neverbrokenco.com and take a look at what we have there. Also, Proud Father Apparel. I'm wearing a shirt here right now. Proud Father Apparel. That's for the dads who refuse to quit as well. The dads who are going to go out there and do what they need to do, come home for the reasons why they go out there and do what they need to do, and show up and be present. So go check out proudfatherapparel.com and use code BIGD15 and get yourself some merch as well. Also, Smart Credit. Smart Credit is a company that can help you fix your credit. A lot of things that we do in our life really require us to have good credit. If you've got a business and you want to make big decisions, your credit's going to be a major factor. Go check out Smart Credit, www.smartcredit.com/Big Dan Official, and you can get a free trial just for $1 for the next 7 days. Also, Jobber. Jobber is a very, very important CRM. If you're in a service-based business, I highly recommend Jobber. Using Jobber helped me do so many things and leverage so many things in my business. Go check out go.getjobber.com/Big D. And also Ability Tree. Ability Tree, they are our foundation of choice. They help families that are impacted by disability. They've got camp coming up this summer, and they're supporting families and doing things beyond. We're super excited to be able to go and donate our time, help everything that they need from us that we can supply for them. We're going to do. Also, every podcast we do, every speaking engagement we do, everything that we do, a portion of our proceeds go to Ability Tree. So go check out abilitytree.org, see what they're doing, see how you can support. And really important to understand that if you've got a mission out there and you stand for something like Ability Tree does, it takes people like us to go out there and help support that mission. So go check them out. Now let's get into it. So what I want you to do is I want you to stop introducing yourself through the worst seasons of your life. Meaning, I think one of the biggest lies that people tell themselves is this: I am what I did. Whether it was the divorce, whether it was the bankruptcy, whether it was the addiction that you lived through, whether it was the affair that you had, whether it was betrayal that happened in your life, whether it was a huge mistake that you never meant to happen, but it happened, whether it was a failure in your life, whatever it is, people say, I am the lawsuit, I am the diagnosis, I am the failure, I am the mistake, I am the addiction. And that's not true. I am is the season that almost destroyed you, but now you're here and now you have the ability to become better. And if I'm being honest with you, I've had seasons in my own life where I'm not proud of, and I share it. I'm very open about all the things I've been through and all these episodes that I shoot, all the stuff on social media, moments where I knew I wasn't where I was supposed to be and I wasn't the man I wanted to show up as in my life. Times where I allowed stress to change me. I made bad decisions where I questioned God in my life, where I was super angry and I held on to that anger, where I became super defensive in many situations, and I let pressure shape my identity in those moments. I didn't always respond perfectly, and that's something important to understand. I didn't always get it right, and I still don't always get it right, but maybe neither do you. And that's good because we're human. But here's the truth. God doesn't introduce you through your worst seasons. What he does is he shows you how those bad seasons allow you to grow, allow you to realize it's a place you shouldn't be there. How can you grow through this situation instead of go through this situation? People make you live through your worst decisions, make you live through the worst seasons of your life, identify you through those bad times, and that's who you are in their eyes. People do this, enemies do this, but you should not allow that, and you become victim of the situation where just because so-and-so identifies me like this, maybe that's who I am. But understand that that's not what God does. Your past may explain you then, but it doesn't have to define you now. It doesn't have to be who you are meant to be.
Quick interruption to the show. Want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors. Hey guys, I'm over here with Joe from Wabam. Wabam is one of the sponsors of the Big D podcast. We are literally so excited to be partnered with them. These guys literally have products here that you see that have stood the test of time. I'm a guy who's totally fanatic about my vehicles, and I've tried every single product on the market, and I've never seen anything do what these guys' products are doing. So we're excited to be promoting these guys, partnering with these guys. Joe, tell us a little bit about your product.
Yeah, we're a family-owned company out of Wisconsin. We met you guys last year here, and we take a lot of pride in all the products. We cover the the washing, the interior and the exterior detailing. We got ceramic sprays and all that. And, building relationships like this is what we love doing.
So guys, make sure you check out getwabam.com. Use code BIGD10 to get yourself a discount.
Want to give a huge thank you to one of our sponsors for the Big D podcast, Proud Father Apparel. We got a nice new hoodie here. Check it out. Promises kept, Proud Father. Highest honor, Proud Father. We're incredibly grateful for the partnership with these guys. Go check out proudfatherapparel.com. Use code BIGD15. Get yourself some gear. Use the discount and support these guys, especially if you're a Proud Father. Hey guys, quick interruption to the show. We have Joe and Micah here from Ability Tree. Joe, why don't you share with us what you do at Ability Tree?
Hey, yeah, thank you, Dan. So we come alongside families impacted by disability by providing rest, recreation, education, support, and training, basically bringing families impacted by disability out of isolation into community.
Awesome. Hey guys, after this video, you're going to see a link in the caption. Make sure you check out Ability Tree and check out his mission here with Micah. Awesome. You're not stuck because of leads. There's something in your business right now that you're not seeing, and it's costing you every single week. Most business owners never figure this out. That's exactly why we break that down at the 7-Figure Blueprint Live Intensive. And if you want to see what's actually holding you back, click the link below and lock your seat in.
Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game from the ground up. Now they all know the name, Big D, Big D.
Quick interruption to the show. If you run a home service business, let me ask you a question. Are you constantly putting out fires? Are you dealing with scheduling issues, missed follow-ups in your business, customers that are slipping through the cracks, you've got team members that are waiting on answers, and somehow everything still ends up landing back on your plate? I've been there. When I built my construction companies in the past from the ground up, one of the biggest lessons I learned was this. Most business problems are not people problems. They're system problems. Because if everything runs through you, you don't own a business. You actually have a job. This is exactly why I recommend Jobber. Jobber helps home service business manage quoting, manage scheduling, invoicing, payments, customer communication, team accountability, all in one place. Instead of everything living in your head, your team knows exactly what needs to happen next. Your customers get a better experience, and your business finally has structure and needs to grow. If you're serious about scaling your home service business, check out Jobber using my link. Go to go.getjobber.com/Big D. That's go.getjobber.com/Big D. You work hard to grow your business. You're focusing on sales, you're focusing on your revenue, you're focusing on your operation, and you're even focusing on your profit. But when it comes time to apply for financing, lenders look at more than just your business performance. They actually look at your credit profile too. And what many business owners don't realize is that personal credit can impact your ability to qualify for business financing, equipment financing, vehicle loans, and even commercial leases. And if your score is below a 680, you can end up paying significantly more over the life of the loan if you're fortunate enough to qualify for it in the first place. That's why I've partnered up with Smart Credit. I've personally used the platform, and one of my favorite features is their score booster. It tells me exactly what to pay on my cards, exactly how much and when to pay it to maximize the points that I can gain as quickly as possible. In fact, many users see meaningful score improvements in less than a month. Another feature I like is that if negative items are impacting your score, Smart Credit can help generate letters directly to creditors, helping them take action instead of guessing what to do next. Right now, you can try Smart Credit for just $1 for 7 days and see how many points you have available to gain as of right now. Go to smartcredit.com/Big Dan Official. Again, that's smartcredit.com/Big Dan Official. Now let's get back to the episode. And we all go through these seasons of growth. Why do we go back? Well, most people don't understand, and I talk to a lot of my clients about this, like, why do we always turn back to the old version of ourselves? Because the old version of ourselves is super familiar. The old mindset is easy to adapt because we've been there, we've done it. The toxic relationship is familiar. We know how to go through it. We know how to live through it. The addiction is familiar. It's a vice for me. It's something I feel can save me in the moment. The anger is familiar. It's just a way I know how to deal with things. Bitterness is familiar. Victim mentality is familiar. The gossip is familiar. Insecurity in my life is familiar. But understand something. The new version of you is going to require faith. It's going to require change. It's going to require responsibility. The new version of you is going to require discipline. It's going to require uncertainty. That's big. It's going to require you being uncomfortable and the unknown being a part of your life right now so you can become the version that never existed, the version that never lived yet. But people go back to their old life because it was better to understand that it was predictable. Not that the life provided better, but they could predict the result because they knew what was going to happen. They were very familiar in that place. People don't go back because the old life was better. Remember, like, it's not better for you. The result's not better. It's familiar. And familiarity allows us to be comfortable. And when we're comfortable, it doesn't do nothing but cause pain in our life. It doesn't do nothing but stop growth in our life. And remember, understanding that one point right there is super, super powerful. I want to talk about Peter from the Bible for a second. You know, Peter's failure did not cancel his calling. You know, Peter walked on water. Peter witnessed miracles. Peter followed Jesus. And Peter, understand, publicly denied Jesus at the same time. 3 times, okay, he did this. And imagine the shame that had to be attached to that. Imagine the embarrassment that was a part of that. Imagine thinking, how could God ever use me again because of what I've done? Then Peter just went back to fishing. He went back to what was familiar. He went back to the old life. And what happened was Jesus met him there. Jesus didn't ask, Peter, why did you fail? Jesus asked, do you love me? Important to understand. He didn't criticize him or didn't talk about what he was doing wrong. He asked him a question that was going to then take the next level of his life to where it could or couldn't be. Do you love me? 3 times, right? Then he said, feed my sheep. Peter's greatest failure became the backdrop of his greatest calling. This is all biblical. So if you were that old version of Peter, God is still there with you. He's still calling you. God didn't lower Peter's calling because of his failure. Your calling is not gone because of the things that you've done. So why have you lowered yours if you can understand just for a second that there's so much greater out there for you and your purpose is so much better than anything you've ever done? You just can't live in that place. You've got to get to the other side. Understand that. I want you to know, like, if we were talking about the Bible here, right? I don't want you to go back to Egypt. Meaning, the Israelites were slaves, right? They prayed for freedom. God delivered them. And then they wanted to go back. Like, can you make sense of that? They wanted to go back not because Egypt was good. It's because Egypt was familiar to them. They understood what was there. Slavery felt safer than uncertainty. Is that you right now? Does being a slave to your past feel better and easier than the uncertainty of your future and the change that you aren't willing to become? How many people do this every single day? Returning to the emotional place, returning to Egypt. Egypt is that emotional place. Going back to a toxic relationship. Going back to the addiction. I was talking to a guy the other day and, he just got out of jail and he started his own business. We were talking about business coaching and we were doing all this stuff. He was doing everything right. And then he relapsed. He went back to what was familiar. He went back to what made him feel safe. He went back to what made him feel wanted at the time. And now he's got to pay the price again. But God's not done with him. We had a conversation. everything can change. I don't judge him for relapsing. I don't judge him for anything. I want to know why you feel that that place back there is better than that place over there. You know, going back to shame, going back to fear, going back to bitterness in your life, whatever it is. Going back to the version that God already said, listen, leave behind you. There's so much more ahead of you. We are delivered from our past today to be able to serve our present. But if we continue to live behind us, we'll never get ahead. Don't romanticize about the season that God rescued you from. That's where you're called to not live anymore. Understand something. Grace, God's grace, doesn't mean perfection. I don't want you listening to this message that I'm saying right now and thinking, I have to be perfect. Because that's not the message. That's the absolute opposite of the message. Peter wasn't perfect. David wasn't perfect. Paul wasn't perfect. Moses wasn't perfect. Rahab wasn't perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You can't stop pursuing the person that God is calling you to be because you're trying to be perfect. Grace is the permission that you don't have to stay stuck there. Grace is the opportunity to keep you moving. Transformation, though, isn't instant. It takes time. It's daily. It's what you do every day to just move the needle. I tell my coaching clients, 1%. Become 1% better every day. One decision every day to move you forward and not keep you backwards. Understand that transformation is an event that happens over time. It's a long event. It's not a one-time event. It's an event that happens over time because you're making daily decisions and you start becoming eventful and you start becoming better. You start becoming the change that you want to see because it's a process. Every single day is the opportunity. This week, I want you to identify one area where maybe you were tempted to go backwards or how you feel right now. One habit, one relationship, one mindset, whatever. And I want you to choose different. Protect your standard. Who are you going to be versus who were you? Protect your peace. More importantly, protect your future because growth is not about who you were. It's about growing past and not being perfect. It's a direction forward and not backwards. So just imagine this for a second. 5 years from now, one of two things are going to happen. You'll either be introducing yourself to other people through your past and still living in it, or you'll be thanking God that you refuse to go back and you'll be introduced as somebody totally different than who you used to be. The choice is yours. So I don't want you to go back to Egypt. Like there's no retreat here. There's no turning back. I want you to walk in the promised land. We have the opportunity ahead of us. But understand this. You cannot become what God created you to be while you're negotiating with who you're trying to leave behind. I want you to hear what I just said. Don't worry about who you were yesterday. Yesterday was over last night. Worry about how you're showing up today and what's that going to do for your tomorrow. That's more important than anything. Because I want you to hear this. God is not finished with you. He's not finished with me. He's not finished with you. He's not finished with anybody. And I want you to stop acting like he is. So moving forward and understanding where you sit today, know that your past is not the definition of your future unless you carry yourself through as who you were then is still how you're being introduced today. But if you can leave that behind you, you could be introduced 5 years from today as a totally different person, carrying into your future without a backpack of your past. So I want to say thank you to my sponsors again. Never Broken, go check them out. NeverBrokenCO.com. Wabam, getwabam.com. Use code BIGD10. Proudfather Apparel, proudfatherapparel.com. Use code BIGD15. Ability Tree, guys, go check them out. AbilityTree.org. Let's support their mission, their cause. Jobber, go check out Jobber. Go.getjobber.com /Big D. And also Smart Credit, www.smartcredit.com /Big Dan Official. Thank you again to the sponsors. If you're serious about life and your business and growing and moving forward, I want you to go check out bigdcoaching.com /connect. There's a few questions on there. I want you to answer these questions seriously. See where you are right now. See what the future looks like. I can help you roadmap the next 12, 24, 36 months just by identifying some things that you're holding on to and help you shift. And none of this is going to cost you anything. It's going to cost you a couple minutes of your time. We'll get on the phone, we'll connect, and we'll see how we can help you move into the future that you deserve. So guys, we appreciate your time here, and I really, really hope this episode hit. I really hope you to understand that no matter what you've done, it doesn't mean that's who you are. You've got so much victory ahead of you. You have to leave the pain, the suffering, and the identities of the past behind for you to be able to carry what the future has in store for you. So this is the Big D Podcast. We talk about wealth, freedom, relentless execution. And remember this, your past is a part of your testimony, not your identity. God is not finished with you. Stop going back to the person he already called you and took you out of becoming. See you next time.
Yo, Big D in the house, baby. Relentless execution, you already know. This is for the dream chasers, the grinders, the doers. Let's get it. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up, now they all know the name. Big D. Started from the bottom, had a vision so clear. Building empires from the sweat and the tears. Serial entrepreneur, that's the brand I wear. In the game for the long haul, I'm always prepared. From the business to the podcast, always making moves. Every step calculated, never losing the groove. Study the greats, now I'm making my own rules. Success in my blood, ain't no way I'll lose. I got systems, got strategies, laid out the plan. Built a dynamic lifestyle, that's the Big D brand. Raised a family on vision, now I take a stand. Roadmap to success, it's in the palm of my hand. Relentless execution, we don't ever stop. Climbing to the top, we rise like a rocket. Big D's the name, yeah, I'm running the game. From the ground up,